It's no secret that buying a car has become unaffordable. The price of a new car has gone up to just over $48,000, which is about 20% higher than what cars were priced at pre-pandemic. And whenever we look at the prices of new cars, there are a few different reasons as to why prices have gone up. From newer, more expensive models being offered by automakers, above MSRP pricing from dealerships and an unwillingness to come down from that price point, and supply chain issues that threw a wrench into the auto manufacturing process, thus creating a massive supply and demand issue, which is something that we're still being affected by today. The fact is, prices are absolutely out of hand. And while it is no secret that the cost to buy a car has gone up significantly over the years, so has the cost to operate a car, and this is something that isn't discussed nearly as often. You see, over the last couple of years, automakers have begun to implement a strategy that will do two things to the automotive market and the car buyer. Number one, it will increase profitability and margin for the automakers. And number two, it'll totally screw over the consumer. And that is in-vehicle subscription services. And truthfully, all of us should be extremely concerned about how this is going to impact the automotive market, the car buying process, and car affordability long term. Last week, Ford held their Capital Markets Day, which is a day where Ford executives present to investors about the company and future plans. And in that Capital Markets Day, Ford executives put a heavy emphasis on Ford's push into software and the subscription revenue model, with Doug Field, who's Ford's Chief Advanced Product Development and Technology Officer, saying, "As we build out next-generation platforms, we aspire to deliver Blue Cruise to as many customers as possible. When you can take your eyes off the road, everything changes." He then went on to say that Ford's Blue Cruise is expected to generate $200 million in revenue off of their 2024 year models. For those of you who don't know, Ford's Blue Cruise is the hands-free driving autopilot feature by Ford, and you have to purchase it on a subscription basis. In fact, just last week, Ford announced that Blue Cruise was actually going to be increased in price. Previously, you could buy a 3-year subscription of Blue Cruise for only $600, but today that same subscription costs $2,100 or $800 per year. You can also pay monthly for $75 per month. And Ford received a ton of pushback with this decision. But Ford isn't the only company that's doing this. Tesla has offered subscription services on their vehicles for years, with a $99 per year or $9.99 per month subscription for premium connectivity, which includes basic features like navigation. They also offer a pricey autopilot subscription, which can cost between $199 and $99 per month, depending on the features of your current car. General Motors also charges a more modest $25 per month for GM Super Cruise. But I think we can all agree that there is a high likelihood that that will be going up in price, especially whenever you compare that price point to GM's competitors. Now, don't get me wrong, I think that the entire idea of autopilot is extremely cool, and it's something that I myself have been wanting to try for a very long time. But I view autopilot in vehicles like how I view cream in my coffee. I have never in my life tried cream in my coffee because I do not want to know what that tastes like. I know myself well enough to know that I will absolutely prefer cream over black coffee. I don't even want to know what I'm missing out on because I don't want to get into the habit of drinking a calorie-heavy coffee first thing in the morning. So instead, I've never tried it, and as a result, I will blissfully drink my zero-calorie black coffee every single morning with no regret. I know autopilot is super cool, and I know that if I try it in a vehicle, I will most likely like it, and there will be a part of me that is tempted to spend that monthly subscription fee to have that feature in a newer car if I was to purchase one. But I don't even want to try it because I don't want to know what I'm missing out on, so instead I will just happily drive my paid-off 25-year-old 4Runner. Because these autopilot fees are ridiculous. But the thing is, these autopilot fees are just one of the different subscriptions that are being introduced into the automotive industry. And believe it or not, it in some ways gets much, much worse. Last year, BMW famously made headlines that they were charging $18 per month for a monthly subscription for heated seats. This is currently not offered in the United States, but it is offered overseas, and I would not be surprised if this at some point gets introduced in the North American markets. And in other markets like the UK, BMW is charging £10 per month for heated steering wheels, £25 per month for parking assist, and £10 per month for high beams, as well as a slew of other features that you can either pay for on a monthly or a one-time basis. But as absurd as those charges are, by far my least favorite type of charge comes from one of my favorite brands, and that is Toyota, and they are now charging for convenient app access. And this one really frustrates me because at one point in time, connected app access to your car was a really nice selling point in buying a newer vehicle. It was something that was offered as a add-on bonus, not something that you had to necessarily pay for. Toyota offers a connected service subscription for $8 per month or $80 per year for things like remote start through the app, last parked location information, and vehicle status alerts. Stellantis, so the automakers behind Jeep, Dodge, and more, offers a Uconnect service for $14.99 per month, which includes SOS calling, remote start, OnStar, Google, and Alexa, and more. And believe it or not, some automakers are even beginning to charge a monthly or yearly fee to accelerate or go faster in your car. But again, that still isn't even all. Audi is charging $260 per year for dynamic lighting, $36 per month for connectivity, and $849 per year for navigation. Porsche offers infotainment for $205 per year, and the list goes on. And this is a huge issue. So today, not only are consumers paying an inflated price for their car, but they're actually getting less for that inflated price because many of these features that are now incorporated into a vehicle on a subscription basis used to be incorporated into a vehicle by paying a higher price for that car by getting an upgraded trim. And the worst part is these subscription services never go away. So while you may end up paying off your car, you're still going to have to pay for these stupid features via the subscription model. And sure, some of these features aren't ridiculously expensive. $25 for GM Autopilot, $8 for remote start, $200 per year for navigation. This can be easily justified because if you are the average new car buyer, you are already spending $716 per month on your car payment. So what is an additional $25 per month for a feature that you really want? And that is the problem. For a lot of people, these types of purchases are an easy sell because if you're spending $716 per month on a car, what's the difference between paying $716 or paying $750? And like I mentioned a moment ago, these subscription services never go away. Or even worse, they could end up actually going up in price. So while you might end up having a paid off car, you're going to have to spend $8 per month or $25 per month or $199 per month on these features in your car that you've grown used to. And I think that that's exactly what these automakers are banking on. I am so ridiculously tired of subscription services, and it seems as though there's a growing number of Americans that feel the exact same way. In fact, according to a study done by Forbes, 40% of consumers feel as though they have too many subscriptions. And according to a different study done by IBM, the subscription service billing market is set to increase from $5.1 billion in 2020 to $12.5 billion in 2026. Which is just a few years away. I firmly believe that automakers' decision to move these features that were once included in vehicles with higher trim models but are now being included on a subscription basis is an example of automakers putting their profit ahead of their long-term relationships with their customers. And while it is too early to tell as of right now, I really hope that customers begin to push back on this absolute absurdity. Because unfortunately, I think that the only way these automakers are going to revert back to the old way of doing things is if people refuse to buy these subscriptions. Subscription services are adding to the massive consumer debt problem we have here in the United States. And while it might not add to the average transaction price on a new vehicle, it certainly is adding to the ongoing operational cost of a modern car. We talk about how cars are becoming unaffordable here in the United States, and while subscription services absolutely are not helping. But like always, you guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, comments, if you have anything to add, I would love to hear it, so make sure to leave a comment down below. And while you guys are at it, make sure to hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video.